Welcome, Alpha Dad Mindset, episode 13, I believe it is. And if you're new to this channel, if you're new to Alpha Dad Mindset, I'll just give you a quick summary of what these episodes are about. Well, first off, I started doing these shows. I started doing Alpha Dad Mindset. Basically, what motivated me to do it is when I found out that I was going to become a father. And it motivated me to make these videos, and because I have a few friends of mine who have had kids in the last few years, and you don't hear a lot about a father's journey, a father's worries, a father's insecurities, anxieties of going into fatherhood, what to expect, what not to expect, and maybe throwing a few ideas around that will help a dad or a dad to be and put that dad in a proper mindset and a good mindset to help him be an awesome dad and a great dad to his children. Unfortunately, we get into situations sometimes where you bring a child into this world, you're going to be a dad, and maybe it's not exactly what you had planned. Well, alright, let's make the best of the situation. What can you do as a man, as a dad to be, to make the best of the situation you're in? Or maybe maybe you did plan to have kids, have a child, maybe you have a son or a daughter. And maybe you feel really unqualified. You've never been around kids, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to expect. You feel a little bit unqualified going into this. These videos are just to help you, put you in that mindset, and to maybe help you think about things that you never thought of before, and just kind of get that hamster wheel rolling in your head. And today, what inspired this episode, talking about fatherhood and you have to have a passion for fatherhood, and to be very successful of raising kids, or raising your son, or raising your daughter, and being an alpha dad, you gotta have a passion for it. And what motivated me to do this topic today is a few weeks ago, I think it was on the Drew Barrymore podcast, I saw an interview with John Cena. You know who John Cena is? Actor, famous pro wrestler. And he was promoting his new show on HBO, Peacemaker. And Drew Barrymore was asking him questions about all the Make-A-Wish things he's done over the years in his time in pro wrestling and WWE. He's granted over like 600 something wishes to sick children. And Drew Barrymore asked him, you're so fantastic and you're awesome with kids, and you've had a fantastic pro wrestling career, and now you're taking off into your acting career, and he's married, but he doesn't have any children. He's mid-40s, but he'd be Drew Barrymore thinking he'd be the world's greatest dad. Why wouldn't John Cena want to have children at this point? And he responded to her by stating that you have to have a passion for it. And his lifestyle over the last 20-25 years, he wouldn't be able to be the father he needed to be for his children, because he was prioritizing other things in his life. Prioritizing his wrestling career, prioritizing his acting career, and he doesn't, from what I understood, he doesn't want children because he couldn't give them the attention that they deserve. He doesn't want to bring children into this world and neglect them by focusing on his acting or by focusing on his wrestling. If he brings a child in this world, they get his undivided attention. You gotta be able to balance as a man, you gotta be able to balance your career with your parental responsibilities as well. Yes. But his job is so demanding, he didn't want to bring children into this world and make them feel, oh, we have a famous father, but our father's so busy and he's not around to actually be there with us. And basically stating that if there comes a time that his acting and wrestling career slow down, then yes, he'd be open to having children. But you have to have a passion for it. You have to care. You have to want to be there. And traveling and being on the road is something that he prioritizes, and he doesn't want to bring children to this world if he can't be there all the time for them. And I thought this was a response was interesting because you can immediately look at that statement like, oh man, John Cena, man, what a selfish guy. Doesn't want to bring kids into this world. But no, you look at it from a different perspective. He actually is a very selfless man because he's focusing on himself. And he doesn't want to bring a child into this world if he can't give them their full attention. So if you think about it, it is actually very selfless. Because sometimes having children and bringing children to this world and becoming a parent, it becomes a status symbol. It does. And you generate a lot of respect and other people knowing that, oh, I'm a mom, I'm a dad. You have that status symbol by your name. But sometimes that's all people will care about is that status symbol and not going into the grind of actually being a parent and actually being a dad and actually parenting your kids, because there's some great stuff, awesome stuff, but there's some bad stuff too. And I agree with John Cena in the sense that you have to have a passion for it. Because if you have a passion for it, you're going to put the time into raising your kids, and you're going to grind through the great stuff, the awesome stuff, but you're also going to go through the not so great stuff. And that's like anything else. If you're pursuing anything in life, pursuing your passion, your dreams, your purpose, that's something find something you've always wanted to do since you were a kid. You finally get to do this, and it's all what you imagined it to be. But then there's a lot of things that maybe reality kicks in, like, this is not so great. But that passion for whatever you have is so strong, so great. Even there are negative aspects to that. In the long run, it's not going to matter because you care so much about what you do. And for me, and I'll end this video on this. For me, I wanted to, as a kid, I had a dream of being a pro wrestler, of being in the army, of being able to do both. But always the number one thing, above all that, there's always one thing, one passion I've had above all that, and that was being a dad. And I would have given all that up to be able to have a child, to be able to not just be a dad, but actually raise a child. In about 6 weeks, my son's gonna be here, and then it's go time, and we'll see. And we're gonna put my passion to the actual test and see if I'm ready for this. Because it's big, biggest thing ever. And I made the conscious choice of bringing a child into this world. Why? Because it's something that I want to dedicate the rest of my life to. It's something that I've wanted to do since I was very young. Like, yes, I wanted to be a dad my whole life. Now is my opportunity and my chance to do it. All right, let's do it. Because I know at the end of the day, there's nothing in this world that I have more passion for than being a father. And there's going to be awesome things, amazing things that are going to happen. There's also going to be some not so great things that are going to happen. Well, am I going to be able to push through? Yes, I will be able to push through. Of course. And that's what you got to ask yourself going into parenthood and going into becoming a dad. Do you have a passion for it? Before you make the decision of procreating with someone, ask yourself that question. Do you have a passion for it? Is this something that you can make your number one priority in life? If it's not, then you need to reevaluate your choices. If it is, awesome. Go for it. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, check out other videos I have on my channel, Timeless Personal Growth and Development, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one.